Toy Chat is not a children's channel. This video is intended for adult gift givers and collectors. Hey guys, welcome to Toy Chat. This is Max.
And Sang.
We'd like to thank Bandai-Namco for sending us Tamagotchi Gen 1 and 2 for free. As any millennial can tell you, the 1990s were a truly iconic time for toys. Although some of that era's playthings may not have aged gracefully into the present or came and went as a fleeting fad, there's no denying 90s kids know their childhood was something special. In today's video, we'll be doing something a bit different, showcasing 5 notable examples of famous 90s toys and dolls that actually came back and are still available on store shelves today. We'll be focusing on brands that either lost major popularity or ceased production completely at some point following their release, so products that have had ongoing success and production since the 90s won't be included. We'll also be prioritizing peak popularity over actual date of origin, so this list will include some brands that first appeared prior to 1990. This won't be a comprehensive list, of course, and if you can think of other 90s collectibles that had a comeback, we'd love to chat about them in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button to make sure you never miss a moment of the adult collector perspective here on Toy Chat. And with that, let's begin our countdown. Number 1. Tamagotchi. Truly a 90s staple, Tamagotchis were the virtual pet that you couldn't put down. Literally because they were always on and beeped at you for attention. The toy was originally conceptualized by Japanese businessman and former CEO and president of Wiz, Akihiro Yokoi. The idea spawned from a commercial he saw with a young boy attempting to bring his pet turtle on a trip. His first pitch to Bandai was actually rejected, which sent Yokoi into market research, concluding, at the time, most handheld electronic games were targeted to young boys, and that in order to market successfully to young women, the device should be made cuter. He worked closely with Bandai developer Aki Maita, using this new perspective, which for a time created the public perception that she was the sole creator of Tamagotchi. The first concept for the product was a wristwatch, but this was ultimately reimagined as a keychain. The name Tamagotchi itself is a combination of tamago, or Japanese for egg, and tomodachi, Japanese for friend. This factors interestingly into the brand's pronunciation. Early American commercials all used Tamagotchi, but some more recent ads say it as Tamagotchi. Finally releasing in Japan by 1996 and the US by 97, the miniature electronic pet took the toy industry by storm, selling nearly 40 million units worldwide by 1998. Users would watch their Tama hatch from an egg, and then, just like a real pet, they'd grow over time, needing to be fed and played with. If you neglected it for too long, it would meet its untimely end. But luckily, since it's a toy, you can always reset. With the digital era looming and kids getting overly attached to these little electronics, Tamagotchi was banned from many schools, and its original iteration was essentially discontinued by 1998. In the post-new millennium, however, Tamagotchi has come back in a variety of forms, kicking off with 2004's Tamagotchi Connection. Modern-day Tamas continue to focus on youthful connections to technology, ranging from social media features to the more recent Tamagotchi Pix, which includes special camera and photo editing modes. Tamagotchi On, meanwhile, offered several mini-games to play with your Tama, as well as an expanded mobile app connectivity. To this day, there are several Tamagotchi product types and characters. The popular Mamechi even appears as a playable character in Mario Kart Arcade GP2, still seen in some arcades today.
Although the very first Tamagotchis were very simple, featuring just 3 action buttons at the bottom of their shells, you can use them to perform a variety of tasks. In the present, you can purchase the Tamagotchi Gen 1 and Gen 2 reproductions for $19.99 each at Target, Walmart, or Amazon. These repro functions exactly the same as the ones from the 90s, but you can buy them in a variety of different shell designs. Just like the classic versions, you can feed your Tama full meals or snacks, clean after it, and play games with it. Just make sure to give it medicine when it gets sick. Just like the original Tamas, these have chain loops you can open up to hook onto anything you like. Number 2. Koosh. Did you know that popular squishy Koosh ball was created by a Stanford alumni engineer? His name was Scott Stillinger, and he came up with the idea for Koosh while having problems teaching his kids to play catch. After partnering with his brother-in-law, who happened to work in marketing at Mattel, the two quit their jobs to start a toy company, starting with their new creation, a ball that was soft, wouldn't bounce, and easy to catch. The duo began with over 200 names before deciding on Koosh, believed to be the sound it makes when caught. The first Koosh ball was made of a bundle of colorful rubber bands tied together, and the product was finally introduced to the public in the late 80s. It became a smash hit in its first year, and by 1990, the parent company Ozon was so wary of competitors stealing its secrets, it kept the exact location of its Silicon Valley manufacturing plant a secret to the public. Koosh also spawned a variety of figures and dolls, including Kooshlings and Kooshie-Koos. In 1991, Koosh got its own comic book series. It was called Kooshkins, a story of 6 living Kooshes produced by Archie Comics. It ran for just a few issues, but even came accompanied with a line of Koosh balls with faces and hands. That same year, the Koosh brand faced legal drama after a decline request for copyright. The Koosh brand was ceased by 2001 when Ozon was closed by Hasbro. However, it was revived over a decade later with the Nerf brand Koosh Galaxy series of ball blasters. It even got a successor series, Angry Birds Star Wars Koosh, in 2012. New Koosh products and marketing campaigns continue into the present, including Play Monsters Koosh Challenge on social media in 2021. We received the Koosh Flick Stick as part of our swag box from the Toy Insider 2022 Sweet Sweet event. This Koosh play like lacrosse, complete with flick sticks to throw and catch. You can still order this on Amazon today for $24.99.
Number 3. Polly Pocket. Arguably the world's most famous micro doll, Miss Polly taught an entire generation that tons of fun and cuteness could fit right in your pocket. She made her debut in 1989, courtesy of UK-based Bluebird Toys. The character would eventually become closely associated with Barbie's parent company Mattel after it scored a US distribution deal in 1990. We already discussed the full story of Polly Pocket's illustrious dolly legacy in a previous video, which you can check out linked in the description below. In that video, we cover the various iterations of Polly over the years, ranging from her compact beginnings into the late 90s and mid-2000s, where she started looking a lot more like Barbie. After a nearly 7-year break from production, Mattel's 2018 reboot of Polly Pocket completely reimagined the character as a girl with a magical locket that can change her size. One of the latest products you can find in present-time Polly Pocket Playline is the Pajama Party series. The Sleepy Pets compacts cost $5.99 each at Target and Walmart. Each micro compact can fold open into a micro playset. The sheep version comes complete with a small swing Polly can play on and an adorable cosmic scene backdrop. Although a majority of the latest Polly Pocket products feature this rebooted version of Polly, Mattel eventually released the Polly Pocket Keepsake collection, which features updated recreations of vintage Polly compacts alongside some older designs from the collection vault that were never previously released. One of the most notable recreations in this Keepsake series is the Starlight Castle, originally released in 1992 and among the most popular vintage Polly compacts.
Number 4. Bop-it. This electronic toy had 90s kids rushing to pull, pop, and twist their way to success. Bop-it was created by Dan Klitzner, who had a very different job before getting into the toy business. He had previously designed toilet bowl cleaner bottles, among other consumer products. Bop-it stemmed from the idea of a toy that controlled a kid rather than a kid controlling the toy. Imagine as a remote control for kids that would get them out of their stationary positions on the couch. The first concept for Bop-it used famous action commands as a way to gatekeep TV remotes, meaning if a kid wanted to change the channel, they would have to bop it first. This connection to TV was scrapped completely, changing simply to a toy that loudly commands the user to perform different actions. And if they stumble, it will heckle them. Bop-it was officially licensed to Hasbro in 1996, released with immediate strong sales. Several iterations of Bop-it have since been released, including a collaboration with MGA's Bratz to expand the toy's target market even further. Bop-it Tetris combines the toy's original concept with the physical realizations of a Tetris game, with functionalities that almost resemble a Rubik's Cube. The popularity of Bop-it has risen and fallen over the years, and it never quite recreated its 90s heyday, but the original Bop-it got a slight reimagining in 2019. Bop-it Classic comes with a variety of modes to play solo or with friends, including the sound effect-based Beat Bop mode, but it used the familiar bop, twist, pull commands as the 90s original. You can still buy Bop-it Classic today at most major retailers that sell toys just for $14.99.
Number 5. Sky Dancers. Launching in the winter holiday season of 1994, Sky Dancers were fairy-like dolls with foam wings and pull-string bases. After a pull, the doll would spin her wings rapidly and become airborne, launching in whatever direction you point her, or sometimes in unexpected directions. The brand spawned an animated series in 1996, running for 26 episodes and featuring 5 characters said to be students at the High Hope Dance Academy under the widowed Queen Skyla. In this canon, the characters were said to receive their powers of flight from a magical object called the Sky Swirl Stone. As cute and fun to play with as they were, Sky Dancers were quick to stir up controversies, centered around the amount of injuries reported in households using the toy. Although the doll's wings did contain foam, beneath it was tough plastic. These injury reports ranged from mild to severe, in some cases even requiring stitches. Galoob, the toy's manufacturer, ultimately recalled Sky Dancers by June 2000, after less than 6 years on the market. In 2005, however, the toys were released by a new manufacturer, Play Along Toys. It even came with a partner line marketed to young boys called Dragonflies. Following a decades-long hiatus, Sky Dancers came back again as recently as just last year in 2022. A Kmart UK shopper discovered their reappearance and showed off the retro toys' triumphant return on TikTok. The updated iteration of Sky Dancers are currently sold by Just Play, the creators of Hairdorables and Hermazing Fashion Dolls. Similar to their 90s counterparts, they're cute fairy dolls that can launch via pull string. You can find them via Amazon or Walmart for prices starting at $14.97 each. So what did you think of our picks for 90s comeback toys? Did you have a favorite? Definitely let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us for this little countdown. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see similar countdowns to this or explorations of vintage toys in the future, let us know. Related playlists will be linked on screen here. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. Bye.